Alright guys, we'll see ya. See you later.
Alright. Hi, this is Will at Bulldog Rooter. I'm at 3116 East
West Eloika.
or West
Eloika.
Eloika. We cabled through the basement clean out here through to the city main, which you're looking at now. The schematic said that it had Orangeburg pipe, so we recommended getting the camera in there. The pipe is open and flowing now. I'm looking at the city stub and the main sewer pipe. We're going to pull back to the house and go over any issues we see. Right now we are right here. We're in a clay tile stub. So I'm starting to pull back here. Okay, that was a concrete stub, and now we're starting to continue in concrete. And right here we transition at 130 feet or 126 feet. Give a foot or two for the camera being out here. So we're in clay tile pipe. Starting to pull back here. The clay tile pipe is not in too bad shape. It looks like we stud back into a piece of concrete, right back into clay. Continue to pull back. You can see some where the roots are starting to get in on the sides here. That's a common issue. They were put together in 3-foot sections, and the roots like to invade those 3-foot sections, both concrete and clay tile, and they just love that sewer water. It's manure and like miracle grow for them. So we'll continue pulling back here. We're still in clay tile, pretty good shape, very manageable. You got a couple spots there with roots again. You can see some hairline roots here on the side. Nothing too big of an issue. Right here we got a little lip, some more root. Anything that's not smooth and a pipe surface going out of the main is considered an obstruction. Toilet paper, fecal, anything can catch up on it. Pulling back, another small separation there. That giant line on top of the pipe's discoloration. We got some more hair roots right here at about 92 feet. Okay, continue to pull back. We're still in clay. Some more discoloration there, not such a big issue. Alright, I do believe it's coming up. There's a pretty big lip here, and this is what I was talking about. As you can see, the water's pulling, coming back from that separation there. That's a larger separation, and that's what will happen. The water will go up over that lip on the far side, and any solids will stay back on the other side of the lip until you get enough water pressure to force it through. Now, with that being the case, it breaks down, creates like a sludge buildup, like a grease, and stops that water from getting through eventually. So. Alright, so right here at 82 feet, we go from clay tile pipe to bituminous fiber, also known as Orangeburg. It is a tar paper pipe. It's known for collapsing, flaking away after blistering, and leaving holes in the pipe, as well as ovaling. So we'll start going through here, and you can start to see it's not a full circle, it is ovaling. You see the water, how it's moving on the bottom of the pipe. It's actually bouncing up and down due to the blisters that have flaked off and created a hole in the pipe throughout it. Here you can, if I push in just at the right angle, as I pull back here, if you look on the bottom, you can see a hole through it. That camera angle is not going to give it to me. But right there we got a rock or some kind of blister or something coming through the pipe. Right there on the top of the screen there, you see some root coming through the pipe, and then you see a long crack going along the entire top of that section there from that clay tile. Continue to pull back towards the house. Right here you see more pieces of the pipe just flaked off. We're at 72 feet here, and we're still seeing that crack in the top of the pipe. Right here you see how it looks like a trough on the far right of the pipe where the water's running. That is actually the bottom of the pipe. That's where the pipe is just gone. We're pulling back through gravel and just a soil buildup that's been absorbing anything going through the pipe. right here, and you can see how the water's kind of slowly getting through and how the solids and or toilet paper will stick in the line. They won't go through because of that rough surface going through all the way through the pipe. And if you look on top of the screen, that crack is still there. Continue to pull back. We're at 68 feet. Right here we got a pretty big lip. Still in Orangeburg. Continue to pull back here, and you can see right there on the right bottom of the screen, that is a huge blister and a perfect example of what I'm talking about. If you watch, my camera head will go up, over, and drop. And as I was saying before, anything that's not smooth in a sewer pipe surface is an obstruction. You can already see the water barely trickling past this like it was a mountain or something like that. What's going to happen is eventually that piece of the pipe is going to flake off, and when it does, there's going to be a 50-cent piece size hole there. No pipe. And that's what we're seeing throughout the pipe in general. And as you can see up in the left side of the screen, that giant crack is still there at 61 feet. So we'll continue to pull back here. You can see more blistering there, going all the way up that left side there. We're at 58 feet, and that crack is still present. Now it's diminishing, so there's probably a 30-foot long crack there, which isn't good. So we'll continue to pull back. You can see how the pipe here, looking straight down the pipe, you see how it's not so much a circle but an oval. That's the second stage that Orangeburg does before it collapses. First you have the blistering, which I've been showing you throughout the pipe. After that you have that ovaling stage, and then after the ovaling stage it'll collapse. I couldn't tell you when. Orangeburg's a ticking time bomb. It could be tomorrow, it could be a month, it could be 6 years. It's hard to say, but it is going to happen. We'll continue pulling back here. You see more ovaling. You can see the swirl patterns. That's from my cable going through. Anytime we have to cable this, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. It thins the walls of the pipe. But unfortunately with Orangeburg, there's no maintenance. Cabling is the only thing you can do. Continue pulling back here. You see huge spot. This is probably where it blisters water. And you can see right there on the right where it kind of lips over and then looks jagged. That's a blister that's flaked off. That's a piece of the pipe missing. And if there wasn't water there, I could, right here, okay, here's a perfect example. Alright, as I'm pulling back, look on the left side there, you can see where the pipe is blistered up and the water is actually now running up underneath that blister off, and the pipe's going to be gone. Part of it already has. And we're at 40. Continue to pull back. Right here, it looks like we go into cast iron. The cast iron, it normally looks rusty like that. It's in pretty good shape. I don't see any giant cracks or anything like that going through it. Cast iron's some pretty durable pipe, so no worries there. And it's guaranteed not a crack on that cast iron. A cast iron crack will be a lot more evident, and it'll envelop more of the pipe. That's probably a seam on the pipe. Continue to pull back here. We're at 25 feet. We hit a little turn here, which you can see water, how it's kind of having a little trouble getting by there. Continue to pull back, and like I said, still looking good. You'll get some rust flakes and everything else, but the cast iron's in great shape. And right here is when we come up through the cleanup. Yep, that's your video inspection. Thanks for choosing Bulldog Rooter. Take care.